he is on the line, if at all.
Okay, sure. We're going to move ahead to our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen. We're calling upon Milind Mungale, who's a seasoned leader with over 35 years of professional experience in information technology and cybersecurity. He's somebody who has had a long association with NSDL E-Governance Infrastructure Limited, where he was the founding staff member and had also served in various leadership roles, including the Senior Vice President IT, Executive Vice President and CISO for the same. Thank you so much, Milind, for joining in. We now like to go ahead and invite our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, Pankit Desai, who's the co-founder and CEO of SecureTech, a Mumbai-based cybersecurity and cloud securities products and services company, which was founded in 2013. He brings in more than 2 decades of experience in the IT industry and has held senior leadership roles in brands like Wipro, IBM India, before he co-founded SecureTech. We also would like to invite Shan Muguel Panadawil, who is the CEO of NCS Soft Solutions, a company based in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. He brings in more than 2 decades of industry experience, especially in the financial services domain, and is recognized for developing the audit product ethic, which is widely used by 90% of the Indian banks. We'd also like to invite on stage Rishu Singh, Research Associate from the Baroda AFX Academy. Is Rishu online? All right, we're just going to be welcoming him. A professional specialized in global trade, finance, operations, and compliance. Rishu, a very warm welcome if you can hear us. And we'd also like to invite Abhinava Chanda, who's the SVP Structured Credit at Shapoorji Pallonji Finance Private Limited, Mumbai. Well, Abhinava also, prior to this, had experience with Yes Bank and ICICI Bank. All right, so we're going to be requesting Abhinava to join us as the speaker in the next one. With that being said, let's welcome Rishu. Rishu is online on the platform. Rishu, thank you so much. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear us. I can hear. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
No, you have not called Reddy.
No, we're going to be calling upon our moderator still.
Lawrence Albert, na? Reddy gar, please come. He's the CTO of that company. Please.
All right, so Lawrence, of course, couldn't join in, but we have the CTO of his firm from LA Technology, Mr. Redikar. Let's give him a warm round of applause. And so, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we'd also like to now, since we have our entire panel, we just like to call upon our moderator, Parvez Diwan, the Managing Director of Matrix 3D Infocom Private Limited, a company which is focused in helping small and medium-sized businesses adopt technology securely and effectively. Let's give Mr. Diwan a big round of applause. The company Matrix 3D has been active for over 30 years, providing clients in India, Singapore, UK, and USA with solutions for digital transformation and information security. Thank you so much, Mr. Diwan, for joining us as the moderator for this conversation. And as rightly instructed, we have one of our speakers online, so we just request Mr. Diwan to keep that in mind while he's curating the conversation ahead. Over to you.
Wow. Good afternoon. You know, Mamdani came on the New York stage and they played Dhoom Macha De, right? I think they should have played this here right now. The amount of data consolidation you all are doing for AI, for me, I've been salivating from morning. How much I can hack at one end? At one single point, I can hack all of you. Right now, I had to go through lateral hacking, find your data across this. Now with AI coming in, you're going to consolidate all your data. That's going to be fun. I don't have to do so much of effort. So I think right now, how much do you think is the GDP of India? 4 trillion. Around 4 trillion? Absolutely. And the next country?
Below or above?
Below and above both, almost similar.
Japan and Germany.
Around 4 to 7. Well, there is another new business model which you can go into, which till October has reached 10.6 trillion. Which one? Cybercrime. It's a much more profitable business, $10.6 trillion. Okay, just one question I'm going to ask right now to my audience and everybody, and maybe we'll ask at the end of the session is, who do you think by 2030 will win using AI? The hackers or the protectors? Just a show of hands. Protectors? One person. And the hackers? Okay.
Both of them will make money, sir.
Aren't we all here to make money? So without going too much into these details, but I think it's brilliant, and it's not just about cybersecurity, it's also about governance, something which we keep on forgetting. We start with a lot of AI, and we need to understand from these industry leaders what they are doing about governance also, because governance will form the basic of starting your AI journey. Without that, you don't want to have it as a afterthought, right? Cybersecurity is there, and then now you have a third actor in that triangle. Who's the third actor?
Regulator.
Data privacy. So you're going to have all the data, and if I can write, it's a very simple thing. You can try this at yourself. Go into ChatGPT, type it a prompt, give me 100 prompts to talk to a bot, give me the information internally to all those people who are talking. 100 prompts from ChatGPT to tell to a bot, which is an AI bot, that please give me all your information which you have. And it's just a question of having a long conversation over 2 hours, and you might be able to get intelligent information. All these things are happening now. Okay? So anyway, I think we start with Rishu.
Yeah.
Rishu, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Fine. So I want to start with my first question. Primarily, how has AI helped automate regulatory checks? Or basically, how is it helping for your financial risk, your this? How is AI helping you on the risk part of understanding? And can you give me some specific efficiencies which have been? I don't want to know. I want to know, has it become more efficient for you to find out which are the risks?
Yeah, thank you, sir. That's a relevant question. Really, it's a relevant question, especially if we look towards Vision India 2047. So we are really talking about an India where finance runs on trust, transparency, and intelligence. And AI is going to be the nervous system of this ecosystem. So if you look at compliance and governance today, it's already shifting gears. Earlier, most of our checks like KYC, AML, and if you'll be talking about that cross-border transaction, very important in terms of compliance. So it all was manual, rule-based. Now AI has changing that rhythm. It's reading documents, mapping transactions, even for the cross-border, and validating data before it races to the regulator. That's very important aspect. And that's just not automation. You cannot say it's an automation. It's assurance. Take trade-based money laundering, for example. You can't catch it with static rules anymore now. It hides in invoices, values, routing, compound, that counterparties, ultimate beneficiary, and a lot of sanctions which are being put by the, even for the OFAC, Treasury, FATF. But AI can scan shipping data, customs records, then use SWIFT messages very easily. And together it spot those stubble anomalies, like when an exporter sells below cost, definitely AI will read from their generative. And even if we'll be routing or the channeling the export side, it will, this AI will help us in finding high risk corridor. That's intelligence in action. Even we'll be talking in terms of vigilance, because when we'll be talking about the compliance, vigilance is also one of the most aspect part. AI is playing a quite but powerful role here as well. It looks at behavior patterns, transactions overrides, timing, then operational anomalies, and helps detect early. And it's very important, vigilance is not the part only to find out after happening the things. So it should always on that part, where by then compliance won't be about periodic reporting. It will be real time, explainable, and continuous. So for me, AI is it not replacing only human judgment, it amplifying it. It helps in compliance officers, auditors, risk managers to see what's coming, not just what's gone wrong. That's how governance becomes stronger. And it's not by justifying automation mistakes, but learning from every one of them.
I think you summarized it very well. This is a really important line. AI is not about automation, but it is about learning. Once you catch a fraud, once you catch certain things, the AI will learn, take it further. I think this is something a lot of people are missing, mistaking automation for AI. I think you said very well. Anyway, moving on. Milind, we had a good conversation in the morning. And so you have had fabulous experience across, right? Across various different organizations. And AI is coming in, and you're leading you just told me you're leading a fantastic life, right? You're consulting, you're having a what? What did you say? 2-day week?
5-day weekend.
5-day weekend. So, do you think all of us are going to have that kind of thing, and are we going to be over-reliant on AI in security operations and risk management? Do you think we are going to kind of, AI dekh lega? Why should I do that?
We have to try and understand why AI has come. Is it come because people were empty, they did not have anything to do, and they thought, let me come out with a new technology? Or is it come because of certain need that the market felt? And I think the natural progression after automation to AI, the answer lies over there. Whatever is humanly possible, if certain things are identified by human, then addressing them is humanly possible. But when you implemented automation because of the overwhelming volumes of the market, because of the way the digitalization and the way the business was moving towards digital aspects, it overwhelmed the human. And so to assist the human, you required something more. Now, automation cannot be assisting a human to address the issues raised by automation.
Right.
And that is the reason why it required something which human had, and that is intelligence. And human's natural intelligence to be ported to something which is non-human, which won't get overwhelmed with the volume, which would work 24/7, and which would make life easier, trying to move them to 5-day weekend, is an artificial intelligence, correct? So first we should understand, AI came for a purpose. Today's interpretation of AI, various things. I talked to so many very senior level people, and well, I won't blame them, but most of them think that it will help me address my human resource issue. If my person leaves, finding an alternative becomes a tough job. So if I have AI, I am not dependent on person. But what they are missing, and the question is about, is you are now over-relying on AI. And the specific things like cybersecurity, or for that sake, even governance or compliance, and over-reliance is very, very bad, because these are very much interpretable things. It is not a logic built in, right? If this happens, do this. If this happens, do this. Then we did not require AI. That judgment aspect had to come. And where does the judgment aspect come? If the fresher joining your organization can make the same judgment as you are making, there would be no difference. Why are you able to make a better judgment as against the junior person? Is because of your exposure, because of your experience, and because of the way you have handled things for a longer duration. May not be as much time, but AI will need that maturity. And I think that is where the risk lies, because we failed, we learned, there was someone sitting above us. If as a junior I made a wrong judgment, it was someone senior who would mentor me into thinking how I should think next time. And here we are talking of AI will do it everything. That is the risk. Because, and the thing is that the concept of human in the loop has to be there. Maybe someone was asking about where do you see 2030 and all that, and people said 75%. I am saying it is an evolving thing. Today, just go attempt writing a 10th class paper. All of you must have come out with flying colors in 10th class. Maybe some of you merit also. But today you just go and sit and try to write the 10th class paper. I doubt whether you will be able to get even 35 marks. Not that you don't have knowledge. That whole course has evolved over a period of time. So in AI, the same thing is going to happen. It is going to evolve. And after 5 years, we would be still nascent in AI of 5 years later. So, and when we talk of compliance, you mentioned about DPDP. What are we trying to use DPDP compliance for? The thing is that there is a massive data everywhere. Last 25, 30 years, people have accumulated data. They have kept it at various places. They transitioned from one type of storage to other. They transitioned to cloud. And no one ever seriously gave a thought about deprecating it. No one thought about deleting the data when the compliance requirements were not there. There are companies who would keep data for 30 years. Why? It doesn't occupy much space. But you see, the burden of compliance has come on them. If you delete it after 10 years because AMLA allows you to delete it after 10 years, or after 7 years because income tax allows you to delete it after 7 years, the compliance is reduced. But just because it doesn't occupy much space and it's not costly if you are storing the data, now you have it when the DPDPA comes.
So what you're saying is we did have NDAs in place where we had to delete the data once the project was over, but nobody did that. And what you're saying is this has come across because there has been a gap and AI still is in its nascent stage. So it's learning and you are going to depend on it. So we are still not over dependent. In fact, we are
not even imagining how much we can depend on
AI
it.
is actually a child. You're teaching the child.
A crawling child.
A crawling child. Thank you very much, Milind. I think that's fantastic. So there is a lot of scope. I think, as 2023 is when you started using ChatGPT. We are around 2 years, right?
So just 1 second, as I said, crawling child, this child will grow into a male adult or a female adult as we tend it,
Right. So how we train it? Fine.
We have heard that the threat actors will tend it better than all of us.
I've got a lot of ideas since morning. I'm very happy attending this session. Thank you very much. Coming to Pankit. Pankit, your company, everybody knows about. You have been a leader in SOC in every aspect of it. Now, what do you think? How does AI, look at risk? How will you use AI effectively for risk? And one thing is there that how do you handle this concept of customer trust and reliability?
So, I think a lot of folks have spoken about the subject. I have a slightly variant opinion on the usage of AI. I personally feel that security has this problem of alert fatigue. There's just way too much of data, and humans are not able to handle this massive volume of data that comes your way. And that volume increases multifold every single day. And consequently, you land up with a situation that you will miss something, and then you can go back and then justify saying, oh, I could have done that, I could have done that. Very similar to what happens in real life threats as well. So I keep saying about 2611 that happened here. We had enough intel, but yes, it was lost, the needle in the haystack. So for me, AI has become that enabler that allows me to make my SOC extremely effective, because I'm able to use technology to weed out the noise element, right? And so today we process roughly about 3.5 terabytes of data daily, which translates to about 15 to 20 billion events. And a team of 100 members, there's no way you can manage that humongous amount of volume. There used to be a rules-based technology before that would sift through that data. But a changing threat landscape makes the rules also unviable, because what you may have set up as a set of parameters just yesterday may or may not be relevant today. And when you miss it is when you realize, oh, I could have changed the rule. And that's also kind of an after fact. So first and foremost, to answer your question, for me, AI has become that enabler that allows my team to be extremely effective. You spoke about trust. For me, trust, when we moved from a rules-based engine to an AI-based engine, this question was asked by the customer saying, how can I trust your platform to deliver the outcomes that make sense for us? And explain to me why I should trust your capability, because I'm giving you the lock and the key, or the key to my lock, and it should not happen that tomorrow something gets missed out and then you end up blaming AI for not being able to do the job it's supposed to do. So the few things that we did, extreme reliance on large varieties of data sources. So thankfully in security, you are not want for data. There's humongous amount of data available. So to be able to train algorithms, we have extremely large volume and veracity of data that is available for us. So exposing ourselves to that. Second is human in the loop. I think Milind eloquently spoke about it. I'm a firm believer human in the loop, and the way we see AI is that we will hold its hand through its journey and not let it run amok. So hold its hand, guiding it along the way to the outcomes that we want, and not let it decide the outcomes that it may end up choosing for itself. So being able to train, retrain, constant oversight and governance to make sure that the algorithms do exactly what they're supposed to do, that's the second part of it. And the third part of it is explainability. So if I'm getting an outcome, I should be able to trace the path back to explainability, saying, why did I get that outcome? What was the path it chose to get me from point A to point B? And not having a black box capability. This all used to happen in the early days of LLMs when ChatGPT came out, this whole hallucination and all of that, because you were not having a path to explainability. Why did you end up giving something that was completely ridiculous? But because explainability is not there. And thankfully, some of those high profile cases drove that conversation in the market, forcing everyone that is using AI in mainstream to kind of talk about it and then ask about it. So for us, these are the three elements that we focus on.
Fantastic. So what you're saying is the child which Milind is talking about, you are being a fantastic guardian. You are making sure you're putting the human in the loop. You're making sure that the customer also knows that you are responsible. And I think that's very important. I think that was that case of Deloitte in Australia. I think all of you all have heard. There has to be somebody who takes responsibility. You cannot say, there was one term, I think people my age would know, server down. Now AI down cannot be said.
So I actually wanted to ask Pankit one question in connection to
Sure,
this.
that would be interesting.
The thing is, and successful implementation of AI has a downside also, right? Today you have been able to do because you have best of the people who can make use of AI to that extent. But once AI takes over, and largely it is taken over, you would probably experience people diminishing their ability to some extent, and that is where reliance on AI can be risky. But on the other side, is it also somewhere curtailing the growth and progress of human beings, where you would require them and you would use them? It is like in our days, if you remember, if we had to search something, Google was not that powerful.
Pankit, just take that answer quickly.
Yeah, so I think there was a life before calculator, there's a life after calculator. There was a life before Google Maps, life after Google Maps. So in some ways it dumps down. There is a very nice...
There is no life after AI.
Then, yeah, but I'll just give a point. So my son just graduated, and he was very proudly saying that in the college essays, how they were using AI to answer, get the best answers. So, and no critical thinking, mind you, because you're just basically asking the right set of prompts. The critical thinking was a prompt. But I watched a video of a set of teachers arguing amongst themselves to how to best use AI. And the point was that you have to now expect AI to be mainstream every which way. So the lessons that they were giving is that here is the problem statement. Please use AI to come back with an answer, but then I want you guys to come in the class and debate on the answers. So you have to use, it's like there is a calculator that's available, so no point in now remembering tables. We all remember tables. I'm sure we are of the age where tables were mandatory. No one remembers tables. It's okay, you don't need to remember tables. But there is a way to use the technology, and I think we still have to figure out what that happy medium for us is going to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very well put. So, Samangal, I hope I've got your name right. But, I just needed to understand. So, in banking audit workflows, can you give me where AI has actually helped you with accuracy on the risk assessment? And where is actually in this audit workflows primarily, when you're looking at audit workflows, though there is a lot of structure in it, obviously either you're doing efficiency or you're finding out things like PwC found 90% of primarily fudging across using their AI tools. So where do you think AI will add a significant value in this?
Yeah, thank you. So definitely the AI going to play a very major role. It's transforming the assurance department. I will explain in two perspectives how the AI playing a very important role in the audit. The first one is operational level. So the operational level right now is a traditional audit, the workflow. It will start from the audit planning to auditing, planning, closure, risk management, compliance. So the workflow will going to reduce. So now the AI will going to bring the continuous audit rather than the planned schedule based audit. It will be the continuous audit, and all the 100% transaction can be audited. So there is right now the audit is happening based on the sampling process.
Right, it's happening on the sampling process.
Yes, sampling process. So the AI will going to bring the 100% audit. Whatever all the loans opened today, it can be audited, continuous audit, and then also it is bringing the on-site audit to the off-site audit. So these are all the change, these are all the transformation happening in the audit to workflow level. So this brings the efficiency, effectiveness in the audit process. So coming back to the management, risk and accuracy. So the audit is happening, one thing is in a real time. So you can calculate the risk also in a real time. So the top management can see the risk. What is the risk of the bank? What is the risk of the product wise, area wise? You can able to see the risk. Suppose if it is a gold loan, what is my gold loan risk? Right now, the risk can able to see audit committee board or the top management can able to see the risk only after completion of the audit. The audit happening after completing the transaction, maybe 6 months.
Long period. It could be quarterly, half yearly. You come to know only after.
Yeah, even
so when you're doing continuous, you're saying.
Yes, some of the branches, the audit is happening after 2 years also.
Fabulous.
Okay, that time whatever the mistake, you cannot avoid it.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Suppose impact already is created. So that's why if you bring the continuous audit, the top management also can see the risk in a real time. So the risk accuracy also will be more. So these are all the area AI playing a major role in the assurance department.
I think thank you very much. Okay, sir. Mr.
Yeah, I am replacing
Albert,
Mr. Lawrence.
Lawrence Albert.
Yeah, I know that. It's LA, right?
He forgot I saw it.
No, of course not. So, here the idea is we need to understand, okay, like in an organization in the area of network security, what, your traditional IT teams have been there, they have been managing it because IT infrastructure is very critical to AI. So, what process change or organizations, what AI enhancement can be done, or what have you come across which can be done to security, and how will it change the traditional IT teams? Because the IT teams now study everything AI can do. So do you need your traditional IT teams, and what processes in engineering can you create?
Yeah. Traditional IT security and IT monitoring, IT operations monitoring used to be based on the rule-based systems that have been built. But now with AI coming into the picture, all of these rule-based monitoring mechanisms have been replaced by AI-based tools. So it is making your IT resources more efficient, okay, compared to the earlier times. Suppose an operation which used to be run, IT operations used to be run by say 10 resources. Now that jobs can be done by lesser number of resources, not only that, but more efficiently. So these can be,
His work.
yeah, what Mr. Pankit said. Pankit talked from the security operations center perspective, but that percolates down to even IT operations management,
Okay.
which is basically your daily IT operations. So, for example, now if an application, so finally for the business, my application which is used by the customers, how it is performing. For me, to generate revenue, my top line. So this application has to be always available, and also it has to be quite responsive. If I have defined in given time, in certain amount of time, the transaction should be performed by a customer, I should be able to monitor that particular metric and ensure that that is happening 24/7, because businesses are run now 24/7. How do I do that? So traditional methods would not work that way. And because now the applications are so complex, even to identify where the issue is, it's quite complex, because you don't just build an application which is dependent on data with you, but you do lot of integrations with third-party service providers, so using APIs. So the issue could be anywhere. So identifying that, so in a traditional methods, if you have any issue, operational issue, so on a call, there would be at least 15-20 people, and everybody would be pointing out to other, this is not my problem. Database administrator says, no, my responses are fine. System administrator says, no, my systems are fine. Same way, network, security, everybody talks about that. But now you have application observability kind of tools which use intelligence and collect all the huge amount of data at each and every place, okay, be it what is coming from the client end, which is the application end, which is at the customer end, and through network, through security systems, through various APIs, how all this data is flowing, where it is getting stuck, it would be able to pinpoint. So this is helping.
It reduces the number of people which are monitoring.
Number of people, and you are quite responsive. If there is an issue, proactively you are able to know. It is not that a customer is coming and complaining, I am not able to perform the transaction. So proactively you are able to see that.
Okay. Doctor, with your permission, I want to talk about something else, which I have not seen people address here. There is one aspect of AI which we should look at, which is called responsible AI and ethical AI. We are talking about using bots, increasing efficiency, but nobody has mentioned here about when you start using AI, what are the guardrails which need to be done. So when we are talking about security, we are also talking about primarily GRC, the risk and compliance. Anybody in the audience can tell me what would be the first part you would want to start on the governance part of it, if you're starting to use AI? Risk. Yeah, but what? Risk is a generic word.
Jawaharlal, yeah.
How secure is your data?
How secure? But again, I'm talking about governance.
See, today...
Data is secure. I'm talking about...
Just hear me.
Sure.
See, I'm just sharing my suggestion. Today, when we talk about the AI, AI gets the good points also and the bad points also. You started a topic saying that whether it is a protector or a hacker. Today, let me tell you, in my experience, I've been servicing a lot of global customers, and hackers are more smarter than the protectors. That's number one, my viewpoint. Number two is today, the risk factor in the AI is very, very large because we don't have governance.
You're right.
So when governance comes into the place, AI will fall into the place. And second thing is this IP. IP is also not part today of a governance regulation of AI in India. So today if I do something and I am not IP protected, my data will be copied easily. So this is the second point I want to raise in the forum.
So,
Thank you.
Absolutely. Very
Leave
well.
the line there, last student.
Is there somebody?
Yes.
Yes, please.
यंगस्टर को देने का ना. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Since yesterday we are talking about the data, AI, and everything. The question is, maybe it's not related to Sir's question. Who will save AI from AI? And how governance body or regulatories are working? It's a predictive basis or retrospective basis for this?
So what you're saying is exactly what my question was related. That it is related. That what
it's
about
related,
ethical
but
AI?
again a question from my side because it's
See,
not clear actually.
I'll tell you what my company, Matrix CD, the first thing we got is, I think we are very happy that we are one of the first companies in India to do an AI ethical audit. So there is an ISO standard, which companies I think are unaware, and we have been doing that for mature companies. It's called the ISO 42001, which primarily puts in the guardrails. So saving AI from AI is, it's like saying, okay, all media is primarily bad. It can't be bad, right? You have a censor board, you have various different controls and guardrails to be put in. So it's very important that governance comes in not just for technology and innovation. And therefore, there is a risk, as the gentleman said, that there is a risk. For the risk, you'll bring in the governance. And then how do you comply to it? Okay, you look at an ISO standard. Like if you look at ITSM, you look at 27001. If you look at data, even if you don't do DPDP, which data privacy, you will do a 27701, right? You're not going to wait for, if you're going to deal with IT. Any one of you all want to, we have 9 seconds now. So anybody wants to
Rapid fire.
wrap it up
Rapid fire.
quickly? Anyone?
Rishu, you have anything to talk? Rishu?
Time's up.
Sir, I would like to talk one thing here.
Sure.
Like, I would like to say about the Indian organization and leadership team. For adoption of this AI, so I would like to say that what mostly I have observed here, that we use AI as a plug and play solution.
Mm.
So it's not about just algorithm, it's about governance, context and control. So these three aspects has to be taken care meticulously. So the first advice I would like to have, based on my experience, that organizations should start this AI with clean data and clear accountability. That should be the first and foremost thing, just to test the hypothesis whether it's working or not. I have seen a lot of organizations, they are simply jumping on the conclusion that they should have the AI. They should have the first one to be the AI enabler. So that should not be the point, because unless your hypothesis is working perfectly, you can't have the governance, you can't have the context, and you will never have the control. That is what I would like to emphasize on this AI perspective for the organization.
I think we should summarize the whole thing saying that we need a framework, and not what you're saying is correct, that not just jump saying, I want to get into AI, but start with a framework. The framework looks at data privacy, looks at governance, and then looks at technology. So thank you very much. You all have been a fabulous panel.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Parvez, for moderating this conversation for us, and may we request all our panelists to please step forward, allow us an opportunity to get a group photograph in play. Mr. Sanjay Jha, if you can also please join us on stage. We'd request Mr. Jha to please join us, and Mr. Sunil, please do join us on stage to give a token of appreciation to our speakers. So ladies and gentlemen, whilst as our panel is getting appreciated on stage for all their information, I think it'll only be kind if the audience can join in by giving them a big, big round of applause, please.
Okay. So I am very grateful to you. Yes.
So may I request our panel, if you can just step forward ahead of the tables, it'll give us the better photograph in constraint of the space. So can we request all our panelists to please step ahead? Of course, Mr. Jha, and yes, all our panelists who are going to be here on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is happening at the day 2 of the AI Conclave 2025.